The Detroit Red Wings will end the 2018-19 NHL season the same way they began it, without defenseman Mike Green. Green has been shut down for the rest of the season, thanks to a reactivation of the same virus that kept him out for most of October. The initial thought was that Green would miss 7 to 10 days due to the flare-up, but the Red Wings announced Thursday that Green had seen a specialist and the choice was made to end his season. The virus is said to be attacking his liver and causing Green to be fatigued. Head coach Jeff Blashill said he's been told that there is no long-term worry with Green, only that he needs proper rest at the moment. Green signed a 2-year, $10.75 million deal last summer and has 5 goals and 26 points in 43 games this season. Green missed over a month minus 12 games earlier this season because of a foot injury. The Red Wings are all but mathematically eliminated from the playoffs at this point, sitting on 56 points, 23 behind the Montreal Canadiens, who hold down the second wildcard spot in the Eastern Conference. The silver lining to Green's absence will be more time for some of the young crop of defensemen to see more meaningful minutes. This includes both Filip Hronek and Madison Bowey, the latter who the Red Wings picked up at the trade deadline from the Washington Capitals in exchange for Nick Jensen. Hronek appears in line to quarterback the team's first power play unit. Detroit is in a full-blown rebuild at the moment and as of Thursday, have the second-best odds heading into the draft lottery at 13.5% according to Tankathon. That would land them Kaapo Kakko at the very least in June's draft. Scott Billeck is a writer for Pro Hockey Talk on NBC Sports. Drop him a line at phdblog@nbcsports.com or follow him on Twitter at Scott Billeck. NBCSN's coverage of the 2018-19 NHL season continues with the Thursday night's matchup between the Columbus Blue Jackets and Pittsburgh Penguins. Coverage begins at 6 p.m. ET on NBCSN. You can watch the game online and on the NBC Sports app by clicking here. Talk about a game with massive playoff implications. The Metropolitan Division is so tight that the difference between third place, Carolina, 79 points, and not being in a playoff spot at all, Columbus, 77 points, is separated by 2 points. It's with this that we can understand the magnitude of Thursday's game between the Penguins and the visiting Blue Jackets, the start of a pivotal home-and-home series between the two clubs. The Blue Jackets are coming off a much-needed win on Tuesday after going 1-3-0 since the trade deadline when they sold the farm for Matt Duchene, Ryan Dzingel and Adam McQuaid. But even the win wasn't impressive, putting up a season-low 18 shots against a bad New Jersey Devils team that should have been a cakewalk. Guys are panicking for some reason. We have a lot of skill players, and guys are afraid to make 5-foot passes or tape-to-tape passes, said forward Cam Atkinson. Guys are running around, not in position, and we're just throwing the puck off the glass and not helping our D out. We're a blue-collar team. Where we thrive is off our forecheck and banging and creating turnovers. That's where we get our goals. For whatever reason, we think we're a highly skilled team that's just going to outskill every team. We have to get back to good habits and working hard. Watch live. Coverage begins at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, NBCSN. Atkinson then laid it out pretty straight. We just have to figure it the F out, he said. The Blue Jackets could use quite a bit more from the guys they traded for. Duchene has 3 points in 7 games, Dzingel has 2 in 5, and McQuaid, well, he's been riding the press box express. The Penguins eked out an overtime win of their own on Tuesday, downing the Florida Panthers 3-2. Unlike Columbus, however, the Penguins are surging at the right time with points in their past 5 games, 3-0-2. Now is the true test. We probably shouldn't be in this position with the team we have, but we are, said General Manager Jim Rutherford. In some ways, it may come at a good time, because if this can come together like it should and everybody plays the way they're capable of, the momentum will be on our side going into the playoffs. The Penguins were boosted Tuesday by the return of Brian Dumoulin. A concussion had kept him out of the lineup since their loss to the Philadelphia Flyers in the Stadium Series. His return couldn't have come at a better time as the Pens are reeling on the back end with Chris Letang, Olli Maatta and Chad Ruhwedel all missing because of injury. Dumoulin wasn't nursed back into the lineup either, playing 21:42. John Forslund, play-by-play, and AJ Malechko, inside the glass analyst, will have the call from Pittsburgh. Pre-game coverage starts at 6 p.m. ET with NHL Live, hosted by Paul Burmeister alongside Jeremy Roenick and Mike Johnson. Scott Billeck is a writer for Pro Hockey Talk on NBC Sports. Drop him a line at phdblog@nbcsports.com or follow him on Twitter at Scott Billeck. Push for the Playoffs will run every morning through the end of the 2018-19 NHL season. We'll highlight the current playoff picture in both conferences, take a look at what the first-round matchups might look like, see who's leading the race for the best odds in the draft lottery and more. Out east, all eyes will be on the Pittsburgh Penguins and the Columbus Blue Jackets on Thursday night, 7 p.m. ET, NBCSN, but in the Western Conference, a Central Division matchup between the Colorado Avalanche and Dallas Stars has quite a bit of playoff intrigue. The AVs visit the Stars knowing a win could put them in a good spot. The Stars sit in the first wildcard spot on 73 points, following by the Minnesota Wild in the final playoff seed on 72 points and the Avalanche sitting on the periphery with 70 points. Given that the Wild are in Tampa to face the nearly unbeatable Lightning, a win for the AVs, who meet the streaking Stars, winners of their last 3 games, would be a huge boost to their playoff chances if Tampa can take care of business a few states over in Florida. For us, it's not really pressure, AVs forward Sven Andrighetto told the Avs website on Wednesday. It's a position we want to be in. We're playing meaningful hockey, hockey that matters. Every single point, every game matters, to make the playoffs or not. If playoffs started today, Eastern Conference Lightning vs. Canadiens, Bruins vs. Maple Leafs, Capitals vs. Penguins, Islanders vs. Hurricanes, Western Conference Flames vs. Wild, Sharks vs. Golden Knights, Predators vs. Stars, Jets vs. Blues. Today's games with playoff contenders: Panthers at Bruins, 7 p.m. ET, Blue Jackets at Penguins, 7 p.m. ET, NBCSN, live stream, Islanders at Senators, 7:30 p.m. ET, Wild at Lightning, 7:30 p.m. ET, Sabres at Blackhawks, 8:30 p.m. ET, Avalanche at Stars, 8:30 p.m. ET, Canucks at Oilers, 9 p.m. ET, Flames at Coyotes, 9 p.m. ET, Blues at Kings, 10:30 p.m. ET, Canadiens at Sharks, 10:30 p.m. ET, Eastern Conference playoff percentages, via Sports Club Stats: Lightning 100%, Bruins 100%, Maple Leafs 100%, Islanders 98.6%, Capitals 98%, Penguins 90.6%, Hurricanes 85.5%, Canadiens 68.4%, Blue Jackets 56%, Flyers 2%, Sabres 0.5%, Panthers 0.5%, Rangers 0%, Devils 0%, Red Wings 0%, Senators 0%. Western Conference playoff percentages via Sports Club Stats: Flames 100%, Sharks 100%, Jets 99.9%, Predators 99.8%, Golden Knights 98.4%, Blues 97.2%, Stars 82.8%, Avalanche 45.6%, Wild 41.8%, Coyotes 28%, Oilers 3.5%, Canucks 2.1%, Blackhawks 0.9%, Ducks 0%, Kings 0%, Jacko RKAAPO. The draft lottery picture: Senators 18.5%, Red Wings 13.5%, Kings 11.5%, Devils 9.5%, Ducks 8.5%, Blackhawks 7.5%, Canucks 6.5%, Rangers 6%, Oilers 5%, Panthers 3.5%, Sabres 3%, Avalanche 2.5%, Coyotes 2%, Flyers 1.5%, Blue Jackets 1%, Scott's 2019 first-round pick owned by Call, CBJ's 2019 lottery-protected first-round pick is owned by OT. If top 3 moves to 2020. Art Ross race Nikita Kucherov, Lightning 108 points Patrick Kane, Blackhawks 94 points Connor McDavid, Oilers 92 points Sidney Crosby, Penguins 86 points Mikko Rantanen, Avalanche 85 points Nathan MacKinnon, Avalanche 84 points Rocket Richard Race. Alex Ovechkin, Capitals 46 goals Leon Draisaitl, Oilers 41 goals Patrick Kane, Blackhawks 40 goals John Tavares, Maple Leafs 37 goals Braden Point, Lightning 37 goals Jeff Skinner, Sabres 36 goals Scott Billeck is a writer for Pro Hockey Talk on NBC Sports. Drop him a line at PhDblog@NBCSports.com or follow him on Twitter at Scott Billeck. Welcome to the PhD Morning Skate, a collection of links from around the hockey world. Have a link you want to submit? Email us at PhDblog@NBCSports.com. Yzerman's hands all over the Lightning at the present, but future uncertain. NHL.com put the best teams in the playoffs, regardless of conference. USA Today, 11 months after their horrifying bus crash, the rebuilt Humboldt Broncos have made the SJHL playoffs. 660 City News, a look at how the Metropolitan Division became the NHL's most hotly contested race. Yahoo Sports, not entirely shocking, but Ryan Reeves hates Tom Wilson. Russian machine never breaks, a list of the 10 most intriguing coaching candidates for Ottawa. Sportsnet, Blues star Ryan O'Reilly talks his team's wild season. ESPN, how the Islanders' young crop make the team better. Lighthouse Hockey, re-signing Anders Lee would be a great move by the Islanders. The Sports Daily, it doesn't take an X or a Y chromosome, female officials are coming to the NHL. Washington Post, when Ted Lindsay fought, everybody won. Deadspin, Braden Holtby and Mario Kart tattoos. The Players Tribune, NHL executive Kim Davis on racism in hockey and growing the game. The Undefeated, hockey's diversity in pictures, from Pee Wee to the pro leagues. The Color of Hockey, the Vancouver Canucks will play meaningful games in March, one way or another. Canucks Army, a look at Tyler Ennis and whether or not the Maple Leafs should re-sign or replace. The Leafs Nation, should the Devils split the goalie workload 50-50 between Corey Schneider and Mackenzie Blackwood? Fansided, the flu isn't going to stop Brent Burns' charge at the Norris. NBC Sports Bay Area, Scott Billeck is a writer for Pro Hockey Talk on NBC Sports. Drop him a line at PhDblog@NBCSports.com or follow him on Twitter at Scott Billeck 3 stars 1. Ryan O'Reilly confession, usually, I giggle when people make a big deal about face-offs. It's been argued, persuasively, that the impact of FW's, face-off wins, for you non-fantasy people, is often exaggerated. And I agree with those arguments, as much as I feel like I'm affronting the memory of Rod Brindamore. But sometimes stuff like that can provide a portal to other realizations, like the fact that Ryan O'Reilly is putting in serious work for the Blues. Most obviously, O'Reilly scored a goal and an assist for the Blues in their eyebrow-raising, up-and-down win against the Ducks. Those 2 points were crucial. Yet, Troy Terry might technically be the better choice here, as he had 3 points, all assists, 2 of them primary, in this same game. O'Reilly's overall work really stood out, however, and it starts with the work in the face-off circle. He went 23-16 on draws, which is just a ridiculous workload for a regular season game that, honestly, only means so much. The Blues are pretty comfortably placed as the Central's 3rd seed, in my opinion. ROR also logged an impressive 24-37 toy on Wednesday, more than Colton Parayko, 24-21, and only slightly less than Alex Pietrangelo, 24-41. Even beyond Terry, there are other Blues who have arguments for the top 3. Robert Thomas inspired Matchbox 20 jokes with 2 goals. Pietrangelo scored a goal and an assist, as did Braden Shen. Yet, it's that all-around effort that makes me roar for ROR. I understand if you disagree. Consider those other mentions as part of the collective roar argument, too. Marc-Andre Fleury Flames, Golden Knights was a tight 2-1 game, in large part because of the goaltending, as the two teams combined for 72 shots on goal. Fleury didn't keep his shutout streak active after blanking opponents for 2 consecutive games, yet, the Flower only allowed a single goal against a very much flammable Calgary offense, making 33 out of 34 saves. This is as much as week-long achievement award as anything else, but even if you just keep it to Wednesday, Fleury was excellent. I've made repeated comments about the Golden Knights needing to rest MAF, and I stand by them, but this was impressive stuff. 3. Alex Ovechkin. From MAF to the rare player who's often tormented him, we have Ovechkin, who scored a goal and assist, and was just one heady Ivan Provorov play from adding another goal. Ovechkin continues to make history, and delightfully, he didn't just do his usual from the office thing on Wednesday. Granted, he kind of did, as he scored from that basic spot for his goal, but even then, he needed to reload his shot rather than ripping a one-timer. But it was his pass that really sealed the deal, for me anyway. More on Ovechkin in the rest of the buzzer. Highlights of the night including that pass, which set up a Tom Wilson goal. The Blues managed a staggering win by scoring 2 goals in 12 seconds in the final minute of the third period against the Ducks. The other highlight of the night comes next. Defensemen score goals, clunky and otherwise. The headline revolves around 2 defensemen scoring unexpected goals. Derek Englund scored the game-winning goal for the Golden Knights, while Mitch Marner really set the table for Ron Hainsey to score shorthanded. But, really, it was a night for defensemen scoring goals in general, whether they're the ones you'd expect or not. That Golden Knights win against the Flames was all defenseman goals. Englund scored, along with a guy you'd expect in Shea Theodore, his 11th of the season, and someone in the middle, Travis Hamonic, scored his 7th of 2018-19. Alexander Edler's still a worthy contributor, but you don't really expect the Canucks veteran to score overtime game winners. He did so on Wednesday, while a very much expected Maple Leafs defenseman, Morgan Rielly, helped Toronto at least secure a standings point. 6'5" Flyers defenseman Philippe Myers scored his first NHL goal. His nickname better be Philly, or some variation of it. Ducks defenseman Jacob Megna is another huge hockey human, listed at 6'6", who scored his first career NHL goal on Wednesday. Something was in the air, I wasn't it. Factoid. So, to review, Ovechkin has more 45-goal seasons than Wayne Gretzky, Mario Lemieux, Mike Bossy, etc., while Holtby's winning at a rate that only falls short of the author of the game, another Canadiens great, Jacques Plante, was third behind Holtby. His name came up again on Wednesday, as Fleury tied Plante with 437 wins, leaving them tied for 8th all-time in NHL history. Scores: WSH 5-5-3 Van 3 Tour 2 OT STL 5 and a 4 VGK 2 CG1. James O'Brien is a writer for Pro Hockey Tack on NBC Sports. Drop him a line at PhDblog@NBCSports.com or follow him on Twitter at PsychoLikeSettings.